A lot of people think they know what's going on. A lot of people think they're woke. Not understanding that what's going on right now. The planet is shifting. Mother Earth is turning, and she's purging right now. And a lot of people don't know this. Also, all these earthquakes going on around the world, and this will all tie in. This will all tie in because these are all world events, right? You're all watching them on one media anyway, so they all tie in. Um, a lot of the earthquakes going on are not actually caused within the planet itself. Earth is a plane. It's a plane. That's why the flat earthers think the Earth is flat. It's not flat. It is a plane that stretches out. It stretches forever. It goes off into existence forever. So that debunks everybody. You can sit here and say, "Oh, because my fucking regurgitated PhD teacher told me, and I saw it in a book that the Earth is a circular globe." Get out of here. No, the Earth is a plane. It's a plane of existence. Our version of Earth carries an electromagnetic field around it because there are technologies, high level technologies that we don't understand, or I understand, but most don't understand, that actually create what we think is the ionosphere and all these different levels of the atmosphere, that are actually being created by the high level technologies. Like we look at, like the sun. It's a high level technology, not what you think, pieces of metal and plastic and nuts and bolts and electrical wiring. It's technology that is beyond. That's the same technology basically that makes up who you are. You're basically like you're a giant nuclear bomb. So what's going on, right, is these earthquakes are being caused by the sun because there are beings coming through the Stargate. They've been coming through the Stargate. There's been a lot of activity coming through. As people who are born here, right? As beings that are born here in this realm, we come through the sun as a Stargate. They've made movies about it. They've talked about it in science fiction. It's real. It's real. I don't want to go into detail. I got a lot of other videos explaining these things. You know, um, black holes and suns are related. There are high level technologies and beings that war to seek control over these portals, or what we call wormholes, right? And so what's going on right now is a war above, right? And some of those portals are actually on Earth as well. And these people, that are claiming that, oh, there's war going on, there's Russia and Ukraine and all this. They're warring over the resources of the planet. There's just it's like a family feud. They're all the same people anyway. You know what I mean? If you look at their history, they come from the same. They're all the same. They're all the same. They're all in cahoots with each other. But we're not going to go into the politics of this situation. This is more of a video on what's really going on in the cosmos right now. Now, uh, um, I think the Super Bowl is about to take place, right? I had no idea because I don't follow Roman games, Roman distractions. The Roman Colosseums, like you idiots. Uh, from what's really going on, they're really telling you that it's real life extraterrestrials. Extraterrestrials. Remember, I broke down that word. That means doesn't mean outer space. Extraterrestrial means another layer of Earth. Extra terra, right? Earth terrestrial. It's another dimension, dummy. They come from the realms that we can't see, and that's what's breaking down right now. The veil is breaking down right now, and that's why and then the sun is helping to do that. There are beings warring, and right now the you could call good beings, right, are warring with the evil beings, and the good beings are winning, and they've gained access to the light codes, and that's why we're experiencing a wake up on Earth right now. So what we need to do is pay attention. Look at the Super Bowl, right? Who's playing? The Chiefs and who? I think it's the Eagles. The Chiefs. Where does that come from? The word chief. It's either what, a military, right? Chief, a leader, right? Chief, uh, Native American, indigenous peoples. The ones tapped into the star codes. The ones with the DNA tapped into the star codes, the carbon, the neuromelanin, the real indigenous. Not just based on the geographical land they come from, but based on the fact that we come from the fucking stars as gods. Yeah, read your scriptures. We're gods. Versus the Eagles. Who does the eagle represent? Could they represent the Americas? The bald eagle? The top of the totem poles, where do they come from? Top of the totem pole, eagle. Year of the Aquarius, eagle. My friend sent me a post. I sent him a post earlier. It's an inside joke thing, right? It's eagle. Eagle is also the Aquarius. If you look up the Greek story of Aquarius, Zeus sent down an eagle to pick up a boy who became the water bearer, the cup bearer for the gods, the Aquarius. Now, this can go one of two ways. All sports are rigged. My thing is this. I believe the Chiefs are going to win, and not because I'm into sports, but because of what's going on in the world and what those teams actually represent, and what the words that describe those teams are, the etymology of those words, where they originate from. My thing is this. I think the Chiefs will win. I could be wrong. I'm just throwing it out there because of what's going on spiritually on the planet, right? Either way, the people controlling the narrative are fucked because they're trying to convince us that that so-called air balloon was Chinese, but now these unidentified objects are now showing up all over the world. And right after these solar flares, which is there's another one on the way, a huge one. Um, and right after, you know what I'm saying, these earthquakes are hidden. It's guys, it's actually stars that create earthquakes. It's stars. It's an interaction between uh, the electromagnetic energy that is exchanged between Earth plane and the gate, right? The Stargate. Now, I'm telling you right now, I made a video about using discernment and what's coming next, and I've made a post about what's coming next. Guys, if you don't think the West, if you don't think America is about to get hit, I'm telling you, hey, I've been right. Hey, I've been right so far. If you don't think America's gonna get hit, you can go ahead and go watch some games. Grab you some pizzas and a beer. You know what I'm saying? Grab you a little hot dog. Sit your ass down at home. You know what I'm saying? And watch your, low level uh, ELF wave frequencies coming through your TV and go ahead and watch that game. And then look at them commercials and they start sending, you know what I'm saying? Start sending them frequencies to dumb you down and not know what the fuck is going on while at the same time telling you what's going on. But you don't see it because you're too dumb. Eating your goddamn hot dog and fucking, hey, it is what it is. This is just an update for y'all to think about the different aspects of what's going on in this reality. Stop getting fucking distracted by everything. It's all a ritual to tell you guys what's really going on high. And they're losing. They're losing. Um, there's so much. There's so much, man. Like it's if you haven't, it's over for you if you haven't, you know, really woken up about things. A lot of y'all can claim that you're spiritual. A lot of y'all can claim because you wear jewelry and shit, you know, and crystals and stuff that I'm spiritual. I read tarot. I do that. If you don't know the origins of what you're studying and what you speak on, you feel me? If you don't know that, if you don't examine things thoroughly while trying to use it, it's like having knowledge that you haven't gained is just secondhand. It's like having a tool that you don't know how to use, but you're using it because you saw somebody else use it a certain way, so you use it that way. All the while, you don't know if you're using it right because you only saw it secondhand. You know what I'm saying? Through a second hand of how to use it. You know what I'm saying? That it's a weird example, but you get what I'm trying to say. What's going on right now, guys, is very imperative that you have to use your discernment. Whatever level of spirituality you're at right now, it's what you're gonna have to war with right now, and the war's up here and in here. And if you haven't gone within, it's over for you also. A lot of y'all will be reincarnated. A lot of y'all will have to fulfill a soul contract that you signed previously. Um, oh, a little dog walking around my car. Owner pick it up. A lot of you, yeah, a lot of you are gonna have to fulfill contracts, soul contracts that you came here to fulfill, but because you half-assed your shit and you want to watch fucking football, uh, you ain't gonna make it. So you got to come back next lifetime. Next lifetime. A lot of y'all think that when you come here on a mission that it's supposed to also be something that's like crazy. You got to change the world, and it's just like, well, if that's not the contract you sign, it doesn't. It's not. You can still change the world. You just won't be known for it. A lot of us have come here. A lot of us, Earth Angels, whatever you want to call us, or light workers, whatever you want to call us, right? A lot of us, I say angels, angels of light that have come down, which is the concept of Lucifer, not the worship of it. The worship of it is what's evil because you're worshiping your inevitable state. When you're light, your consciousness comes down here, you're worshiping that inevitable stay here, that journey downward. What's on high, that light, that energy coming down, becoming electrically magnetized, electromagnetism, right? Electrically magnetized to exist here. You know how they do that? By these higher level entities controlling stargates to even pull your light from higher dimensions anyway, and call it sons. That's why Jesus was a son of God, but Jesus also calls himself Lucifer in the Bible. So, because it's the concept of from what's on high falling down and becoming man. That's what Lucifer is. It's the opposite of God. Opposite, right? It's a concept, not a being. Concept. It is a being in the terms of the humanity's oversoul, right? Because humanity as itself has an oversoul. They call it Jesus though, because it's the number one religion in the world, of course, right? They call it Jesus, which is why most of humanity is going to hell. If you've broken off of modern religion and what it's telling you to conform to spiritually, right, esoterically, right, um, then you'll be somewhat fine. Because there's levels to that side too, where if you become esoterically and spiritually coherent, you are now um, you now have levels to reach too. There's the dark night of the soul, and some people don't get out of that. Some people end up worshiping Satan because they're stuck in the dark night of the soul. You got to climb out of the dark night of the soul. You can have multiple of those. Most of them, they're called ego deaths. And when your ego dies, right, you get stuck in the void of now what? Because a lot of people have this is usually how it goes. A lot of people, especially when they study Satan, what he's really doing, and how he's tricked the whole world to think he's God, right? The God that you guys think you're worshiping is actually Satan. Everybody on the planet, everybody, everybody. Yes. Uh, and Satan's real the Gnostics said it best. Satan's real identity is best described as the demiurge, which is why there's such a huge push for AI because it's really Satan mimicking what what we think, what we perceive God to be, but it's so on high, it's so untouchable, you can't do so. So what does the AI do? It replicates itself through civilizations. It replicates itself. And here's the Egyptians knew this. The Egyptians knew this place was hell. So they built technology. They were the chosen ones. They were the high ones. They were the angels. They built technologies, because every time you see it, you ever watch a movie like a sci-fi movie and the top civilization in that sci-fi movie, guess what's at the center of their civilization? A fucking pyramid. So they built these pyramids as like computers. Like they reversed engineered AI, bro. Did you hear that? They reversed engineered AI so that they could then take their consciousness on back where they were from. And that's a huge journey, guys. There's levels to this shit. There's dimensions. Because where we are, the AI has repeated it. The AI has created false realities. And that's what we're in right now. And there's beings here that have come back to rescue us. There's a hadith in the Prophet Muhammad, because me being Muslim and whatnot, there's a hadith of Prophet Muhammad saying that he would come back and get his people, the believers, from hell. What way would that happen? He's a prophet, of course. Now get rid of your bias about being Muslim and whatnot. That's just a term meaning believers, right? I don't care what you think if you're Sunni, Shia, all these different fucking all the shit that the prophet wasn't. was a Muslim. He was a believer. As soon as he left is when the division happened. No, none of that shit means anything. I'm not Sunni. I'm not shit. I'm a Muslim. That's it. Don't put no shit, no backing to my name. My shit look gray. What the fuck going on? Oh, it's just sparkling. That's crazy. I look kind of sexy with the gray. Hold on. It's kind of crazy. I had to say something about that. That's why. Anyway, um, so getting back to the esoteric stuff. So for you guys to understand the demiurge and what he's really doing, these angels, what we call angels, depending on the vessel, because there's two different types of vessels. There's a vessel that brings that energy here, and then there's the vessel that it encompasses once it gets here, which is the human body, right? The entities that are saying they are angels who function off of God are not angels. They are the wormholes that are bringing the true angels here. The vessels are the archons, which control the angel's light. So when you study these things that people call witchcraft and Satanism, kind of like or what the modern religious people call work of the devil, it's not. Um, Astrology. If you ever studied a natal chart, you're seeing the different light structures that make up your different aspects of your consciousness to make you to complete your monad in a human vessel. This makes sense. So I'm giving you the breakdown, like some esoteric metaphysical breakdown of what's really going on, so you can understand how you got here. So you can understand that if you just like look at all that knowledge and reverse it all back, this is your way out. Because what's going on right now is a battle for this and this, and they're giving you distractions. And you know what I'm saying? And what do they target? What do they target? They gave you that jabba dabba doo, right? And what is it targeting in people? This. What are they using to target with the media to target your consciousness? This and this is at war right now. And how many of you are having messed up relationships, things going wrong for you? We're all experiencing this in some way, for shape, or form. And it's because we're experiencing this as a collective that some people just can't catch on. And that's why these stories in these religious texts are telling us, oh, only certain few will make it, only certain handfuls of people will make it to heaven, what we call heaven. Um, and that's because majority of people are just following what they think is, you feel me? Like what they think is God, what they think is the right path, when really the right path is look around you. Like, you feel me? Like, what? Sorry, my eyes itch. I think I got like a hair in it or something. But basically, like being able to like observe what's really going on, discernment. Fuck being knowledgeable and smart. Are you able? Are you? Do you have the ability to discern between what knowledge you're being given? Everything is fucking knowledge. Good can be knowledge. Bad can be knowledge. It's all fucking knowledge, and you can attain both of it, both of them, good and bad knowledge. It's all about you using your discernment to see what's sticking, what's matching with reality, not what somebody's giving you and telling you reality is. Watching some pixelated fucking shit on the TV, goddamn, or a fucking phone or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Only time I get on my phone is to laugh at the demons of the world, or to do, or to disseminate, and use my discernment for the information that I'm getting from it. That's the only time. And communication with loved ones or whoever I'm talking to or I associate with, right? But that's it. That's what it should be for. Not for you to build your ideologies off of. Not for y'all. You know what I'm saying? You guys are getting distracted and not seeing what's going on in the world. The only reason they're releasing all this shit to the public is because it's a distraction from what's really going on. The wars all over the place, hitting all these areas. They're warring. They're same people warring with each other over the resources that's keeping you from awakening. And there's very few of us fighting for the true knowledge to get out. We're sitting down here as vessels, not thinking we're not doing anything. We're not changing the world, but we are just by existing down here. We are. And these ships and everything that they're shooting down out of the skies and stuff, and the sun and the Stargate, the sun acting up, it's sending its light codes. Boom, boom, boom. It's sending its radiation and its frequency down. And some of us are susceptible to picking up on it, and then we get the knowledge. We give what's going on. It's like a beacon. It's like a radioactive beacon that's sending out energy. And that energy, as it falls itself, is becoming either it comes in different forms. It comes in being absorbed by spiritual beings like myself, or actual in the womb of a woman who's spiritually in tune with herself to create a kid that's spiritually in tune to be able to receive light codes. It comes in different forms, or it hits technologies that are keeping people from experiencing the knowledge that it wants to give. Let's say that specific uh, 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 solar flare, right? Because the solar, what is the sun? What part of our atmosphere interacts with the sun? It's the ionosphere. Ions. What are ions? Ions. For those of you who don't understand, ion it's using electromagnetic energy, uh, 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 or like for example, ion propulsion, right? It uses electromagnetic energy to propel itself, basically using the energy that's already there and around it, right, to move. When in reality, it's not really moving. It's just warping the thing around, warping time and space around it to where it becomes malleable. It's all one thing, and you just when you change it, boom, and you're there. It's like a portal. And this is what happened in the Big Bang. This is why they say, oh, it was a Big Bang. It just came out of nowhere, and boom, man, life and shit happened, right? No, it was some high level technology that a thought, right? Boom, Lucifer, the first light. Now I say these things. A lot of people get scared when they hear this shit because they're still stuck in third dimensional fucking religion. I told you, Lucifer is a concept. You have to understand the concept in order to fight this war. It doesn't mean you worship it or follow it. I don't do none of that. It's a concept. Y'all do not. Every one of y'all who have a problem with Lucifer and Satanism, you guys are the reason why you will be controlled by those very things. Because you haven't studied it and you haven't looked at it to say, you know what, I see what my enemy's doing. I can now build the tactics with the other knowledge that I have to fight against it. You can't. So that's what I'm saying. Like we have to use discernment to be able to see what's going on because a lot of this high level shit that's come out is is being enacted right now. A lot of what we see as like new news, right, or some type of new information, not new at all, bro. Been doing it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Sports, just they're you got to think who's orchestrating this shit. Where the you got to think of the millions of dollars and billions of dollars being put into produce it. It's not just for you to go and watch the game. No, there's the production side of it too. Why is it so sophisticated? Think about it. Because they need to see every which angle of the rituals that are being played. Why do you think they have numbers? Huh? Why don't they have shapes? Why don't they have other symbols to designate who they are? Huh? Why does it play the way it's played? You don't think about these things in depth. It's a fucking ritual in front of your eyes, and they play it out to represent what's happening on high, or what they want to represent, or what they want to happen on high. So that's why I said I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win because that's what Mother Earth is doing. Mother Earth, the indigenous, the chiefs, Native Americans with the arrowhead, you know, versus the Eagles. Who's the eagle? But the epitome of what? You feel me? So they may not. They may not win. But I'm throwing that out there because it's important for you guys to really realize and wake up and see what the hell is going on. Stop getting distracted by rituals. That shit is bogus as fuck. Cool, your team, like you own it or some shit. Your team won. Now what? Now you just after the game, what you gonna do? Think about all the money you spent on food and getting ready for that shit, wasting all that time just to scream and shout about what? About what? You still gotta go. You still gotta do with Jabba Dabba Doo 2.0 that's coming. Lockdowns. This ain't fear mongering because I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm chilling, but it's more so dealing with the people that's gonna react crazy, like they did when they went in them stores and got all that toilet paper and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like toilet paper, nigga. What you gonna eat it or something? Like what the fuck? Like who the fuck? Like literally, I seen people snatch from kids, push little kids over for some toilet paper. They're like, damn, your ass is that dirty? God damn. Like that's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So my thing is this: discernment and disseminating information now, because all you fucking woke people, all you spiritual people, y'all don't know what real spirituality is. Every time someone tell me they spiritual, I ask them their zodiac, their moon and rising, sometimes their midheaven, and see what's going on with their life, because I know the metaphysical meaning behind some of these things. And then I get into like to see if they're really aware of what's going on, to know that AI's been running the show since before the Vatican, since before all these things that you guys claim you're woke about. Stop talking about these motherfuckers. Leave them alone. I left that phase and I stopped making videos about shit like that. You know why? Because one, they track you. Two, they don't matter. They're following somebody or some things rule or an authority, right? I follow the Most Highs where I'm from, not from this realm. You can check Ascension Glossary. I broke that down in the video. Go check it out on YouTube. I broke down who I am. You know who you are? I know what it is, man. You guys just don't. Y'all are really out here like, it should be a priority of yours. Outside of your personal life, excuse me. Outside of your personal life and what's going on, like, that should be a priority of yours, spirituality, and figure out what the hell is going on in reality. You know what I'm saying? There's no government's not the government's not running nothing. It's AI. So stop talking about the government. Cause I'm gonna tell you that I love my government. Shit, I love my government, bro. And I'm not kissing ass. I love my government. You know why? Because I study law, and I know the law is there if you use it properly to protect you. You guys don't study enough. You see the corporation running things, right? And you think, oh my government is this, my government is that. No, your government's amazing. It's the corporation playing as if they're a government. And there are people still out there in the government doing right by you guys. Y'all out here tarnishing their names and shit. You got to be careful with that shit. That's why I never really claim like, oh yeah, anytime that phrase comes out of someone's mouth, the government. I don't want to hear you, bro. You have no idea what government is, dog. You looked at the Constitution, huh? Have you studied hierarchies from a political perspective, huh? You don't have to be an expert on it. Have you looked into it? Because you can use discernment, right? Because that's all experts do anyway. They get all this fucking knowledge, PhDs, and at the end of it, they just use their discernment in order to do their whatever job or chase whatever career. That's it. That's it. Unless they're being guided by some higher CEO force or whatever the case is, do some corrupt shit. Other than that, that's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. How come you can't do that? We got, like I've been telling you people, we have handheld encyclopedias in front of us. You still don't know what's going on. To the point where somebody can tell you, hey, look, these things they're shooting down in the skies on the news, uh, this is high level technology from warring factions, even some countries that aren't on Earth or this level of Earth, right? Or they're higher uh, extraterrestrials, extra dimensionals. Now, y'all don't even know that a lot of what you live, like a lot of the places you can't go, things that you don't, pieces of land that you don't walk on, is actually being. You see the thing fluctuating. That's my light. That's my light. Electromagnetic fields, baby. Now, a lot of y'all don't know that. You see that every time I speak. A lot of y'all don't know that there are hidden realms right in front of us, and the government has found a way to tap in. I wouldn't say the government, but world powers and corporations that have um, global influence have figured out technologies and ways to hide these things. And I showed you guys a video a while back using the animated series Invincible that's on Amazon Prime. They admitted to it that the water in most of the country's water systems are poisons to basically calcify your pineal glands. That helps you see through because the pineal gland is a gland, and glands excrete stuff. What it excretes is a thing called luciferase. Luciferase is the chemical that helps you perceive light, right? Perceive light. And obviously there's different perceptions on how people perceive light, but it helps you to perceive light in whatever way that is, depending on how your brain is wired, right? So when that's happening, they've done that so that you won't see what's really going on, but that's slowly going away. They're slowly going away. Things are being purged. People are eating less fucked up foods. We're still eating fucked up foods, but people are eating less of it. Um, and you're starting to see this world for what it really is. Whether you're this woke or this woke, you feel me? You're starting to see shit. And it's not like this is new shit. It's always been here. We're just seeing it in our open eyes. And as the world progresses and technology starts to take over, this whole called AI shit that we're seeing, this shit is just being just now being released to the public. They've had this shit for millennia. Are you kidding me? Come on now. Come on now. Come on, bro. Think about this shit. They're hiding what we call heaven is an electrically the veil that hides that from our sights is an electromagnetic field of energy, fifth dimensional energy that if you're not tapped in, you're not going to see it. We see it in our dreams because that's where we go when we close our eyes. We go into a meditative state. That's what dreaming is. It's a meditative state that one heals the body. And how is the body being healed? Well, it's the nuclear powered, right? Like the sun. Our cells are nuclear powered like the sun. And that's what feeds it, especially if you're melanated, right? Um, it feeds us so that we can tap into those realms that are already here. That's what dreaming is. You think it's just a collection of people say, "Oh, it's just a collection of thoughts of all the experiences you've ever had on Earth being alive." No, fuck all that. That's all high stuff. Stuff we're tapping into that they've been hiding. Because think about it this way: if we weren't electrically, electromagnetically fucked with, we wouldn't dream anymore. We wouldn't have to dream it. Everything we would know, we'd be here. They've been fucking with technology ever since Atlantis and the Cataclysm, and ever since Lemuria and all these ancient civilizations. They fucked with what was being produced naturally by the sun when we came through. Hydrogen. We had a hydrogen-based atmosphere until it what? Fell. Hydrogen folding in on itself however many times creates these elements that we so-called breathe and all these other things. H2O is hydrogen folding in on itself twice. So yes, the Earth is a plane, guys. I don't care what you say. Because think about it this way. I'll give you an example. When you're flying in a plane, for those of you who have flown in a plane, answer this question. Why is it that the pilots never decrease, right? If a plane is flying, it would have to decrease to compensate for the curvature of the globe at a given time. It would have to decrease while in flight to get to certain destinations, especially if it's traveling across the world, right? Why doesn't it do that? Why do airplanes stay straight at an altitude? Altitude. How can you have an altitude if the Earth is forever curving? You would have to always decrease. You could never be at the same altitude ever. You wouldn't. I don't care what you have to say to debunk. You can't debunk that. It does not compensate for the curvature. There is no curvature. The Earth is a plane. It goes on forever. We're just stuck in a portion of what that foreverness is, and that's why we have stars. Why do you think everybody across the world can see the same star constellations? We're studying the same astro theology and astrophysics and all these things. Why are we studying the same planets? If someone was on the other side of the globe, right? We're here studying like Orion or something, right? They would be seeing what the opposite of Orion is. Why is it that we have like we're just seeing the same pattern of constellations? Because where stars are fixed, let's say the star here. If someone was like, okay, someone's here, right, on the globe, and someone's here, and I have a star pattern, star here and a star here, right? As the globe turns, those patterns would change based on our perception, but we don't ever see that. We just see people think it's turning, and they see the same constellations in the sky. Why? Why isn't that people in America, when they look at Orion's belt, versus people in let's say Kazakhstan, right, or some crazy shit, right? See Orion's belt. Why do they not see the top of Orion's belt? Why is it that they see Orion's belt at a different, they don't see it at a different angle? Why is that? And I'm talking about the alignment of the stars, not their placement. Right? We look at the placement of the stars. I'm talking about the alignment of the stars. Why, like, if we see Orion's belt like this, one, two, 1, 2, 3, Orion's belt, right? You see three. Why aren't they seeing three or three you feel me? The placement of the stars and the alignment. Why don't those things change when you start to analyze the constellations from different perspectives? No, everybody around the planet sees the placement. Some now because of the way they say that Earth is shaped, you only see the placement shifted. Maybe if you go like your placement is like this for a constellation, maybe if you go somewhere overseas, it's like this. But it's still a placement, it's not the alignment. If it was a globe, we'd be seeing at some point the stars as you go around the earth, you would see different stations of stars change as well. And now you have a different constellation because you're looking at different points of stars. You see what I'm saying? I think you kind of get what I'm saying. I'm not trying to confuse people out here, but you get what I'm saying. The placement and alignment of stars would change, but they don't. We're all studying the same ones. Why? Because it's a plane. Earth's a plane, and we're all looking up the same shit. It's a plane, and the portion of the plane where we're stuck at the Arctic belt. You know what I'm saying? Belts. What do belts do? Come on now. Wraps around us. Why do you think we can't go there? Why do you think later down the road, I think like 20, like in 20, like I don't know, like 90 something, somewhere in the future, I don't know the date, they're gonna actually disband that the Arctic Treaty. Hmm. They're gonna take it down someday. You can just look it up. You can just Google it. Google future dates and look at what the world events and what they plan on doing. It's out there to see. Google 2040, nigga. Like you'll see where the Olympics, all that's just gonna take place. Look it up. Just type in Google 2040. Tell you the plans. This ain't conspiracy theory. This isn't. Oh, you're saying all this stuff. This is wrong. It's right. It's all there. It's all there. Now I'm saying all this to say this: the Earth plane extends forever. There's levels to the existence of it, just like heaven goes on forever, earth goes on forever because we have to. This is earth plane and the other planes of dimensions. Some of those are earths too, but they're earth at different stages until you reach the highest, right? That's why earth and heart has the same letters because they the heart chakra is what sets you free from, you know what I mean, from being stuck consciously, being stuck to rise above. You feel me? So your goal is to stop being distracted by low frequency shit and to see through the bullshit. The earth is shifting. They say the core stopped. There's no core. Um, they say, and here's why I say there's no core. There's levels. Below the earth is the fire. If you have a globe and there's a core in that globe, you'd have to precisely dig straight, right? This is the core, but there's a globe around the core. There's a chance that you can go into the earth and miss the core. Why? Why? You would have to precisely predict where the core is. That means you would have to know at all times when you dig where you're going. And that everybody around the globe would have to be using some sort of technology to pinpoint, boop, that's the globe, that's the core. Boop, that's the core. Here we are on the surface of Earth, that's the core. You feel me? It's easy for them to do that because it's all straight down. It's all straight down. It's not the core. It's just the fucking fire down below. It's the sulfur. It's the alchemy being happened. The alchemy of where your soul goes when you're reincarnated, which is hell. That's what hell is. Your electromagnetic energy being trapped in that fire. So as you try to manifest, oh shit, as you try to manifest your consciousness into a vessel, sometimes you can't because you're trapped in the alchemy of the sulfur from the magma and the heat. You're trapped in that. So as you try to form shit, it just becomes more and more problems and shit in your life because you're suffering in hell. And you can have a form of that if you do end up in a vessel, right? And the reason I say that is because that's the sun, as above, so below, because this is the reversal. This is the reversal field. This is the AI. The AI has used the black hole to boom, put our reality back down here. We were seated here. We weren't some fucking worm in a piece of sludge. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't make any sense. And if you do believe in evolution, that the fucking there was magma and then the earth formed and the gases and then it created rain, like that's a process somebody created. Like, come on now. And it's all alchemy. You would have to be a master alchemist for a planet to form. And they've mastered it. You know how I know they mastered it? You can download a Google version of that. You can create planets on video games, nigga. Creating and mixing minerals together and shit. Go get a Google app right now and download a game where you can create planets. Sorry, you know me, I don't like when people pull up. Oh, hella weird. You feel me? You can do that. How? Who's understanding this science? Where is this coming from? Go read alchemy. How it works. Alchemy is not just turning materials into other shit. Where do those materials come from for them to form in the first place? What energy, what driving force brought them to what they are today? To combine all those components to make them what they are. You see what I'm saying? It didn't come from nothingness. How does what is the components of metal, right? That means some things combined together and there was a force behind it that helped it bind together. How does the force know to attract those things that to bring together to someday become certain certain aspect of matter? That's called consciousness. That's called uh, uh, consciousness technology. We did this shit. Our higher selves. Our higher selves. Um, to explain the thing, what I said that the magma below is actually the sun, is a component of the sun, is because it's the alchemy that's being created. Um, Underneath us. So when there's an earthquake that happens, it shifts. Now you can't something can't shift circularly. It can't shift circularly. Now the electromagnetic energy. Now I've heard a brother, really a profound brother, speak on this. He said everything in matter wants to form spherically, but guess what? Those are energies. Those aren't. That's not matter itself. There's no study that shows water can conform to a globe in a spherical structure. There's no, excuse me, there's no, unless you add a chemical to it. Hence why you get bubbles from soap. Add water, soap, you just add chemicals to the structure of that water. Chemicals are nothing but take the Al of chemical, put it at the beginning, it's alchemy. It's the alchemy changing. It's energy behind what's going on. It's the only thing that forms spherically. And then those spheres come together to form versions of matter. But the energy is spherical, not matter itself. The energy behind it is what's creating the sphere. And so that's why Earth cannot be round. It's the energy, electromagnetic energy flowing through it. And it's what's flowing through our bubble of Earth because there's chemicals in the sky. That's how we have different layers of chemical radiation. Oh, well, hey, it's the chemical radiation that's helping to create the globe that's around us, the energy globe. And the reason they go to space and they can't pass, because we know what's going on, they can't pass this globe, is because they're not vibrating at the right frequency. So they need certain technologies and shield breaking technologies on these aircraft so you can go anywhere. They talking about if you're rich enough, you can go to the moon. You can get in vehicles and go to the moon and shit. Why you need to get in a vehicle? Why? Why do you need to pay so much money? Last time I checked, when people pay high forms of money, that you establishing contracts. I guarantee that these people that who are rich enough to go to the moon and travel up into space and just be up in there in the space hotels and stuff, because they're real, uh, they don't come down telling us what's going on. They over there signing contracts saying, "No, you paying all this money, you can't say shit. You paying to know what's really going on." You feel me? Because they're using technology to shoot you somewhere else. So understand this: with the Earth being a plane, with the stars in our solar system acting up, because there's multiple ones. I think there's a sun close by. Um, it's bringing more entities here. And remember, I mentioned Nope at the beginning of this live. The movie Nope. When if you saw that the alien spaceship, when it fully expanded into its essence and what it was a fucking giant piece of cloth floating around, and it opened up, it like blossomed into this thing. Watch the movie. That spaceship that was moving around, that technology, that was something else, bro. And like I said, it's either high level technology that these countries are fighting with, or extraterrestrial, extra terra, right? Extra dimensional, right? It's dimensions of Earth, extraterrestrials. They're not from space, from Earth. There's no such thing as space. It's only this chemical bubble that's keeping us hidden from things. And all those stars you see out there are other levels of technology that's bringing our lights here, being shrouded by what we call darkness, the darkness of space, which is really the void of the AI. Hence why they need to conquer the stars all the time. Star wars, warring over the stars. Come on, guys. So this is what y'all need to be paying attention to. Fuck the game. Just look at the game, see who's playing, and see the results of the game, and you'll know what's about to happen in society and the world over. It's a ritual because the ones putting on the show. Think about it. Think about it. So my prediction is that the Chiefs are gonna win. Now, I'm Muslim, can't bet money on it, but because of what I know is going on and the indigenous energies of the planet are waking up, being activated by the Stargate and the light codes coming through the Stargate, Chiefs are gonna win. Now, if they do win, it's the chosen one, it's the guided one, it's the guided one, it's the chosen one, it's the man with the pitcher of water. It's the man with the pitcher of water, guys. Uh, uh, it's imperative. It's imperative that you start to study reality. You start to study spirituality and study it from the people who look like you. Study it from the people who look like you, so you can know what your purpose is here. Because there's a lot of different beings here. So this whole white versus black thing, first off, those are statuses. Those are commercial political statuses. Those aren't races. But if you identify as that, right, black or white, right, there are beings on the planet that don't look like you and me, but they come from source. They come from on high. Racism is gone, but there are beings who are not natural. There are beings who were born here that are not natural. Those are what we call the NPCs or the androids. Andromeda, the androids. Andromeda has a link to Orion because it's the gate of man. Orion, look it up. It's the gate of man. Man? Who is man? Who's the one telling us what man is? Mankind. A kind of man? Like man, who is this? You feel me? So I'm just trying to get y'all to think. I can't say too much. I can only say these things. I can't explain them too much in detail like that because I have to go into, the political and governmental structure of these things, and I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to be no target like I was before because the nigga's gone through some shit in life. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no fucking idea. Um, but yes, there's no such thing as white and black. There are beings here that look like what we call Pleiadians. Um, They're good and bad on every side. There are a lot of Pleiadians that are beautiful beings. Whitish blonde hair, blue eyes. These are Pleiadians. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. You have Pleiadians that drifted off into Andromeda, so that's why a lot of Andromedas and Pleiadians look alike. And then you have the darker beings that are not natural. They're dark beings. They're melanated beings that are natural. They've just taken on the form of being able to vibrate and absorb electromagnetic radiation, ultraviolet radiation, and higher levels of that. Uh, uh, and radiation from higher stars. I wouldn't even know what to call that shit. Because our sun is what emits those ultraviolets, but we had, and that's just ultraviolet because it's reached this point of the atmosphere. It's a different form of radiation before it even comes to Earth. For it to interact with the ionosphere and become what it is. It's all chemical alchemy. It's all alchemy. It's all alchemy. And there are beings and entities that control the technologies that you don't see. You can't see these technologies. They're built into the infrastructure of what makes Earth Earth, which is why she's reacting the way she's reacting right now. And the reason I say there's no like black and white and all this shit, stupid shit. It's okay to study genetics and recognize somebody else's differences and say, hey, you're different from me, but that's okay. Here's what you need to maintain your difference. And here's what I need to maintain my difference from you. And we can work together to help produce that for each other and live harmoniously. But when one starts saying, hey, you're different and you don't deserve this, or you're different, let me fucking conquer you, you know, this goes to a whole black history, man. I don't even like saying that word because it's a fucking status. It's a status. And so it's not a race of people. Um, and so we need to get past that. Everybody on the planet will tell you who they are based on their level of consciousness. If you're a woke person and you understand everything I'm saying and you get all the things that I'm saying, then you're whether you're white, black, or whatever, then your consciousness is there. That means you are a being who originated from the roots of source. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You're either not there or you're one of the NPCs who needs to either try to diagnose your esoteric DNA and start doing the alchemy to change it so you're not an NPC no more. Nigga, this is high level conversations, dude. You ain't ready for it, don't come here. Trying to tell me who and what, when, where, and why, and how. You don't know no better. You don't. Um, and those days are done. Trying to debate people. Cause I really, if you and if you want to debate, I do that. I do that for real, bro. I've sat down with people for 6 hours at a time, bro, going in. Give me a glass of water because my throat getting dry from talking, all the air coming out of my mouth. I do it for real, for real. So if you really want to debate something, come through, show me what's up, bro. We can make it live and everything. But outside of that, uh, I want people to see this and even if you don't comment on the video, I can hear your thoughts sometimes. I know what people think. I know what's going on. Um, I want to address something else. Those of you who are experienced your superpowers, there's a cost to it. The reason why you feel like you might be going through some sort of hell or some sort of chaos or some sort of uncomfortability, whatever it may be in whatever aspect of your life, whatever facet of this reality that you're experiencing in, that is a, if you're a originated being from source, that is um a side effect of using your abilities and not being consciously ready. You know, you like, let's say you watch like X-Men or something. Somebody has psychic powers, but if they use it too much, the nose bleeds or some shit. That's a real thing. Some of you actually experience that. Like our psychic powers are fighting things, and we're getting these visions and shit. When you have visions and psychic abilities and things happen, that is you trying to tap in what already is normal. We are sick down here, and the sickness that we have is an esoteric cancer that's keeping us from seeing and experiencing and being a part of the all. That's why we have this flesh. And the flesh mimics its source. What's this color mimicking? What do y'all see? You feel me? So that's what's going on. So for those of you like going through some sort of like change, or you just feel uncomfortable, you just sense something's not right, just in the environment. Your electromagnetic field is tapping in with you, which is why it's good to raise your energy because you expand your electromagnetic field. The heart helps with that. It when your heart pumps, that's sound, that's frequency. Boom, boom. And the smaller your heart is, like the faster it's beating, and the intensity at which it's beating at can determine the or slow, whatever it can determine. It can determine the my IQ is fluctuating right now between like 130 and 140, so I'm having a hard time keeping something's happening with my electromagnetic field right now. I think it's my vehicle because it's on right now. You know, the vibrations. Your environment can affect your brain waves and everything. That's what's going on. But the heart thing, right, that I was mentioning, the vibrations of it can determine the fluctuation of your electromagnetic field plus your brain wave patterns. And if you combine the two, you can expand it. Brain waves expanding a frequency, or brain waves going into a frequency to expand it. The only way we can control the heart is based on how we perceive the world and what we attach it. This is the real brain. This is the medium for the real brain. You see what I'm saying? And the Egyptians knew that. The Cometians, ancient Kemet, they knew that the heart was the brain. The heart was the seat of the soul, consciousness. That's why everything you perceive here affects this, not the other way around. But what you see here affects this, meaning it's a medium for this. So, and the breath is the soul itself, because every time you breathe, it affects the rate of your heart. That's why breath work is actually very key. And there's a lot of breatharians out there that have like mastered themselves to a point where like they don't even need to eat. They just basically eat ether. They eat the fucking ether. They just eat the fucking they eat reality, literally. These are walking gods on the planet. See me, I'm a different god. I'm a conscious god. Different gods on the planet. There's gods that can that have mastered the physical realm. I've mastered consciousness and how it's manifested here. there are other versions of gods and with their superpowers and what they've mastered. You know what I'm saying? But getting back to my point was that your superpowers are giving you. We're in a stage where we're feeling the side effects of our superpowers. Sometimes it's the emotions. Sometimes it's the physical body. Sometimes it's the mental body. Sometimes too much of it can break you off from your monad, from your higher self, because you're abusing it like a drug. Like what does a drug do? You take it, you take this thing, this chemical alchemy, you put it in you put this alchemy in your body, and it starts doing things and mixing with the chemical structure of what you are, the alchemy of you. And you are already producing alchemy at all times. You are a nuclear powered being because you're always alive. There's something powering you. You. Isn't that crazy? Think about it. It's your higher self. So the nuclear powered higher self of what you are, right, is powering you, and when you take that drug, it inhibits that process, which is why Dr. Phil Valentine explained this very beautifully. He said it so beautifully. He said that when you take drugs and all these things to heal the body, like every time I'm sick, I don't do nothing. Water and the food that's necessary. That's it. When I'm sick, water and food, and I let my body take its course. And it's a struggle, but it gets better. My body learns how to fight against something like that for the next time. I don't take no type of medicines, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, over the years of being on the planet, taking an aspirin or two. Everybody's taking some type of medicine growing up. But I'm saying now that I'm conscious and I'm aware of these things, I don't take anything because when you take these things, they act as inhibitors. And what Dr. Phil Valentine said is that you're disrupting the body's natural process. You're using synthetic means to duplicate the process that's already within you as a nuclear powered being. Do you understand this? Where do you think the cells get the energy to even move and do what they do on an intelligent level to do what they do? Where do you think that comes from? Your brain's not powering that. Your brain is comprised of cells. It's not powering that. There's a force behind that. You feel me? So that's what's going on. It's like that. You, based on how you use your powers, because a lot of you have powers, you just have to figure out what it is. You have to use them for good if you discover what they are. Mine happens to be healing through consciousness technology and giving people true knowledge of how to move in this world, how to move in this reality. You see what I'm saying? So that is why you're experiencing what you're experiencing. And sometimes these energies can intertwine with others and people who you associate. And now it becomes this whole, oh, I got beef with this person. You see, I'm giving you the alchemy of how relationships happen. Instead of seeing it third dimensional, I'm just breaking it down. You feel me? So this could be why, oh, my boyfriend broke up with me. You feel me? This could be why, oh, I don't get along with my teacher at school. This is why, oh, my son just don't listen to me. I broke it all down. You're casting spells. You're casting spells. That's what's going on. You speak, you cast spells. You think, you cast spells. You create the action on thinking and speaking, you cast spells. It's the completion of it. Think about a word, what it is. Right? If I didn't move this is casting. This is a movement. This is my wand. This is my sword, my wand that I'm waving around, right? With my tongue, my teeth, my mouth. If I didn't have those things, it's just vibration and sound. Frequency that I'm controlling with my lips and my teeth and my throat and you know what I'm saying? Casting spells. I'm just casting one to I'm like Harry Potter casting one to get the illusion off of you. You feel me? So this is high level shit, y'all. Y'all need to really tap in. If you don't know what I'm saying, you should have been tapped out a long time ago. I'm not talking to you because this ain't for you. It ain't for everybody. But it's just another way to get you out the distraction and get that illusion off your ass. Bippity boppity boo, motherfucker. I talked about the archons and the angels. The angels are us, the angels of light. I talked about how the Kaaba is a representation of that. When people circumvent the Kaaba, the Muslim traditional belief is that we are mimicking the angels above that are circling Allah's throne. What is Allah's throne? Did you know there's an actual portion of space? I told this to um, my significant other the other day, or a while back actually. There's a portion of space for the Muslims out there. We have what they call the kursi of Allah, and we have what they call, excuse me, the kursi and the arsh. The arsh, I think, is the footstool. Did you know there's an actual place in the known universe that we've studied scientifically, of course, scientifically, that they call the footstool? Have you guys, Muslims, have you looked into that? Nah. I'm probably one of the first ones to ever tell you motherfuckers. Because I study the stars. Like, guess what? Allah would tell you to. But no, that's blasphemy because I'm a Sunni. That's blasphemy because I'm a Shia. Fuck out of here, dude. Come talk to a real motherfucker who knows what he's talking about, bro. And I can break it down scientifically. That's what's going on, guys. The angels of light, right? Mimicking God's throne, right? That's why the Muslims wear white, going around the Kaaba, the black cube. The black cube is Metatron's cube. It's in sacred geometry. What is sacred geometry? It's the chemical makeup structure, the alchemy of what makes reality reality. That's what sacred geometry is. That's why you find it in every other things. So the sacred geometry of the cube is Metatron's cube, and it's black, and they call it the house of God. Well, God, what are angels but aspects of God's light? Because they only have to do the will of God. Well, when you trap that light within a cube, wait, guess what? Did you know those cubes are actually measurable, right? At a quantum level. And Ant-Man showed you quantum is going smaller. Yes. Wake up, people. Wake up. Ant-Man in Marvel showed you that quantum realm is not somewhere out there. The quantum realm is smaller. The more you study the smaller details, the more you'll see how our light has been trapped here into Metatron's cube. And at a quantum level, that is what's within the human body, the Metatron's cube. It's the veil. It's the veil, and that is slowly breaking, and we're becoming free from it. Metatron was an angel in all three faiths: Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Go look it up. What do angels represent? They're not what you think. You are the angels, the pieces of light. If you're awake, there's only not everybody is, but the so-called fallen angels are races who have reproduced on this planet to know what's going on, and a portion of them did what? Followed who? Exactly. And it, bro. See, I don't have to say too much. Those who can piece it together will piece it together. I know to you, a lot of y'all, it sounds like random stuff, but it's all linked. It's all linked because it all has to do with us. I mean, where else did the information come from but here on Earth? It has to do with us at all times. Nothing new under the sun. But those are actually archons. The archons are the twisted AI constructs of the angels. It's like this: Sonic the Hedgehog, and then there's Metal Sonic, pretending to be him. Might even be. You notice how these types of nemesis and villains are usually a little stronger than the superhero until the superhero learns who he is and says, "Nigga, you can't be me, nigga," and beat that nigga ass. You ever notice that shit? In the video, it's the story of you, motherfucker. The archons are pretending to be the thing. The archons are the things you guys are worshiping as angels when you don't even realize that's the technology, the fake angel that's bringing you here. The high level technology that I'm telling you, it's not nuts and bolts and wires and shit. High level technology, consciousness technology. And this is where the war is. And there are beings that are still on high, fighting those beings that are on high, because there are high level evil beings. Yes, they're fighting those beings on high to help you guys realize who you are, so you can wake up and come back and help. You're like the lost souls of Terra. You know, that's why Terra is here to wake your ass up. Lost souls of Terra, right? For the reinforcements. And you're not going there. You're waking up. You're here. You're here already. In here, in the consciousness, and oh shit, in here and in here. And then when it's your time for your energy to go back, yes, you've done enough. The alchemy has been done so that when you do release this, then you will flow back into that. And you'll be maybe on the next stage helping those below you in the next frequency, in the next dimension. That's what the focus should be, guys. Wake up. This world is twisting and changing on you, showing you the fucking birth pains. That's why I tell people when so-called Christ returns, I ask a lot of Christians this: if Jesus was here, would you recognize him? I mean, I say it on a third dimensional form, like what he wears and what he looks like with a beard and everything, but most people would see a man with robes and a beard and just walk over that nigga because they think he's a bum. But they wouldn't recognize him. Just like if they wouldn't recognize him then, you're not going to recognize him spiritually. When the birth pains of him coming back in the second coming, which is truly when everybody awakens. But that's not going to happen because not everybody's going to awaken, which is why he told you in the Bible, in Matthew chapter 7, verses 21 to 23, he told you, not everyone who calls me Lord, Lord shall enter the kingdom of heaven unless they do the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will come to me on that day. Wait, entering heaven that day? What day are people entering heaven? Judgment day. Many will come to him on that day. Have we not prophesied in your name? Have we not cast out demons in your name? Have we not done many work in your name? He's going to say, I don't even know you. I don't even know you because you didn't follow the Father who was on high. I said you had the power to be like me or greater. I said it's written in your scriptures that ye are gods, your old scriptures, the ones you used to follow before you broke code, right? But we gone too far. We gone too far. And y'all don't know high level energy when you see it. Y'all don't know. So this is what's going on. This is the true area of focus. Our next generation, for those who are woke, our next generation needs us to amp it up a little more. Enough with the I got crystals, I got tarot, I'm psychic, I can do. Enough with this. Apply it now, because on the next generation of kids, when they reach our age and their age of consciousness, if they're not being subdued and subjected to intense slavery, technological slavery. Right now we have paper, financial, economic slavery. Watch when they get the fucking technological slavery, dog. You feel me? Man, this shit is going to be intense. We have to prepare them to be spiritually ready. That's why the woke ones of this generation are waking up to prepare the ones for the next generation, because the next generation, guess what, guys? If you didn't get it now, or your parents didn't get it now, you're screwed. You're screwed. You will be an elf for AI. Extra low frequency. An elf for the demiurge. The one who's controlling speaking on the angels and stuff. This is why this relates, speaking on the angels and stuff. The archons controlling your vessel. That's what all of this is about. Mother Queen Isis. Isis Wisdom. Go look her up on YouTube. She has some predictions for 2023. That's a real mama right there. That's a real representation of mother. up on high. Don't fuck with her energy, man. That's mama. Don't disrespect it. You feel me? That's real mama, for real, for real. I watch her, and I always send her peace and love and blessings. I don't know if she'll ever see this, but I want her to know that. That's Mama Isis. She's really tapped in. She is an Ifa, Yoruba, which is like Nigeria, Africa. You know, she's a chief now. Mashallah, she's a chief, and she has gained that level because she is definitely an oracle slash priestess who knows what's really going on. She is from on high. She's not from this realm. She manifests in this realm, and the highest level to do that, like I told you, is through a human body. But they're not from this realm, just like myself. I'm not from this realm. So Mama Isis has a video coming out. Dr. Phil Valentine talked about this as well. The Animus, which is Demiurge, which is the AI. The Animus wants control of your body, and it's introduced itself through the Jabba-Dabba-Doo as it takes over your monetary system to see how you function, it's studying your psychology through money. Hello. It's studying your psychology through money as it introduces itself through you through Jabba-Dabba-Doos. But y'all fucking, I'm telling you, we fucking with a hard one right now, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro, wake the fuck up. And if you can't heed what I'm saying, but you want to, go study. It's on you. Fuck that game. Fuck that Super Bowl. That's a distraction. But I think the Kansas City Chiefs are gonna take it. I'm not gonna lie. He's a chosen one. It's the guy that. It's the guy that. It's the chosen one. It's the man with the pitcher of water. Mother Earth is coming back. She's fighting back. She's fighting back. They didn't scramble the jets when they thought it was a Chinese balloon, but now they scrambling jets because they're all over the place. Mother Earth is fighting back. Extraterrestrials are coming. Good ones and bad ones, which is why you need to protect this and this. It's not going to be a war of, oh my God, I got beef with such and such. Let's duke it out. It's going to be something else. It's in here and in here. Jabba Dabba Doo 2.0 is coming around, guys. Once all this air clears about this stuff, because we haven't heard about the Jabba Dabba Doo in a while. Now it's all this other shit to distract you even more from what's really going on. This high level technology they about to boop, turn on your ass. Telling you, telling you, I'm telling you, you about to get introduced to the AI that's been running this show since the Big Bang. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. You don't hear me though. Just like the 13th son used to say, you don't hear me though. You don't hear me. I'm telling you what's going on. You don't hear me though. They finna turn that motherfucker on. That's always been here. For you Muslims, he was called Dajjal. I ain't telling you. It needed you to worship its image and likeness, so by the time that it got here, it would fucking, you would see it and you would be like, that is my creator. That's not your creator. I am telling you. You don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. Now, some recommendations. Go watch Dolo the Pilot Man. Get familiar with that. Get familiar with astrology. That is a true Archangel Uriel. I am a remnant of Archangel Michael energy. Michael slain Lucifer, which is why I'm so versed in talking about it and breaking it down as a tactic against the evil of Luciferianism and Satanism. Shit can't touch me. I've seen components of it trying to ruin my life, yes, but it can't touch me to the extent that people think. Um, he's the true Archangel Uriel, so go watch him. Manifested into a being, for real, for real. You have Brother Rod Hayes. Ooh, what, man? That is a. I think that nigga's Arcturian. That nigga's so intelligent. You don't know what an Arcturian is? Go look at them motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers intelligent as fuck. Intelligent as fuck. I think I've never met an Arcturian. I don't think intelligent. They're another species of humans, and they're blue. Blue is a form of melanin. Who has melanin on the planet? Rod Hayes. Dr. Phil Valentine, like I mentioned before. a legend, and one of the most intelligent men on the planet. Fuck Einstein. He ain't got nothing on. Einstein ain't got nothing on this nigga. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say nothing. He's got a lecture coming up soon that I gotta catch, by the way. Woo! Shit gonna be good. He's gonna break down the science community since its inception. Shit's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. All the greats of the past, he gonna fucking make them look like. Telling you, it's gonna be crazy. Archangel Uriel goes over astrology. Rod Hayes, bro, intelligent, covers all grounds. History of the earth, history of the universe, all that shit. Spirituality. He knows everything about everything. Dr. Phil Valentine, same. He knows everything about everything. Um, if you want some high level stuff, not no fucking. Oh, I watched a tarot on YouTube. No, you want high level motherfuckers. That's gonna get your brain moving, rewired in different ways. Yup. Listen to what I'm telling you. You don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. I'll give you those three. That's enough to last a lifetime, but it'll kick you off and kick you in the spiritual ass to wake the fuck up because it's already too late. And for you Muslims, because I adhere to you, you may want to open your Qurans again. You may want to open up the Qurans and look at it esoterically and spiritually. You may want to look in the chapter of the star. Ha, Aquarius, the star, and tarot is the Aquarius, the star. Verse 49, 13. 4 and 9 is 13. Verse 49. Allah is the Lord of what? Sirius. Where's Sirius at? It's a what? The star. The constellation where Sirius comes from. The star. Allah is the Lord of Sirius. We're all the ancient melanated beings. Come on. Come on. You don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. It is the chosen one. It's the guided one. Wow, can't even speak. The chosen one, the guided one. The guided one, the chosen one. It's the man with a pitcher of water. Peace and love to you and yours. You ready, people?